Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My beloved brothers and sisters, Bismillahi wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Mubarak. Congratulations. Allah the Almighty has selected us to be part of these blessed days of Dhul-Hijjah. Allahu Akbar. These 10 days are so amazing that the Prophet ﷺ, he said in an authentic hadith that there are no days greater in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or in which good deeds are more beloved to him than these 10 days. And in one narration he said, so recite a great deal of tahleel, which means La ilaha illallah, takbir, which means Allahu Akbar, and tahmeed, which means Alhamdulillah. So let us reflect over these words of the Prophet ﷺ. He's saying that there are no days that are more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or more greater in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or good deeds that are more beloved to him than that which is done in these 10 days. And some of the scholars, they actually say that these 10 days are even more special and beloved to Allah than the days of Ramadan. Even the last 10 of Ramadan, some of the scholars say these 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah are even more significant than those 10 days. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Though many say, no, actually it's the nights of Ramadan that are more virtuous in the last 10, whereas the days of Dhul-Hijjah are more virtuous to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In any case, it just goes to show that we should re-evaluate how much significance we give to these days. And also, and more importantly, what are we going to do during these 10 days? And there's one act of worship that is being mentioned in this hadith. It is known as dhikr. Dhikr is the thing that gives us life. Dhikr is the thing that brings contentment into our world. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Is it not through the remembrance of Allah that the hearts find contentment? Something that everyone is searching for. And the Quran is saying, well, it's found in remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because when you remember Allah, you remember your Creator. When you remember your Creator, you remember your purpose. Purpose and meaning is something that gives human beings contentment. And the fact that this is true, that we are the slaves of Allah, only makes this remembrance of Him even more impactful on ourselves, and also more pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so during these 10 days, we should make a plan to try to hit certain targets when we make dhikr. For example, every day you could carry a tasbih. You have those small digital ones, or you have the physical beads, and you could say, I'm going to have a target of 1,000 times I will say La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, or a target of 1,000 to say Alhamdulillah, or a target to say Allahu Akbar. And the target, though the number isn't special in and of itself, it will allow you to make more dhikr than you normally would had you not set yourself a goal. And it's always good that when you make your dhikr, to think about the times that often escape us in doing nothing, that you fill with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, how often is it the case that you are at a petrol station, you're filling up your car, and you're waiting for the tank to be full, and you're just standing around doing nothing, when you could be making dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? A lost opportunity. Another scenario perhaps is when you're on the train, you're just waiting to the next stop, or until you get to work. Minutes are rolling by, and you're just looking around, looking at the billboard, looking outside, wasting time where that time could be used in making dhikr of Allah. So in these 10 days, think about those pockets of time that you have but you're not capitalizing on, and fill them with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have these targets, and so during these 10 days you will find that if you make this dhikr regularly, you will feel the peace and the contentment enter your heart, and more importantly, inshallah, you will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is no telling the benefit and the blessing that will come into your life if you please your Lord Maker and Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah for tawfiq and to allow us to do the maximum during these 10 days. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.